and welcome back to another Monday 10-minute training. I'm Dr. Rob Van Bergen of Pain Free for Life, and today I'd like to talk to you all about leaky gut. Now, leaky gut is a condition that affects way more people than you might initially think, but it's often challenging to figure out because it has so many commonalities with all these other digestive and health conditions that people end up getting. So it's really hard to kind of differentiate between them. But in today's video, what I'd like to do is talk about 10 potential signs that you might have leaky gut. And then I'm going to talk about some ways that you can help alleviate or even resolve the symptoms if you do end up thinking you have it. So first off, what is leaky gut? So leaky gut, also known as intestinal permeability, is a condition where the lining of the intestines becomes more porous. And so undigested food particles, toxins, bacteria, these end up leaking into the bloodstream, which can then trigger an immune response and can lead to inflammation and a large range of symptoms throughout the body. Now, while leaky gut is widely discussed in the medical community, it's important to note that the conventional medical community is still exploring and researching causes, diagnosis, etc. And at present, there is no universally accepted definition or diagnostic test for leaky gut within that conventional medical space. So as a result, this has us looking to these symptoms, which are common, and having to kind of self-evaluate a fair bit. So let's dive in. 10 signs that you may have a leaky gut and some suggestions for what you can do about it. So number one is the obvious one, I'm sure, digestive issues. If you frequently experience bloating, gas, diarrhea, or constipation, it could be a sign of leaky gut. So pay attention to these digestive symptoms. Consider keeping a food diary to identify potential triggers, because it could be that your digestive issues are actually based on our second symptom, which will be food sensitivities. So leaky gut can lead to the development of an increased amount of food sensitivities or allergies. Chances are, if you've had these food sensitivities most of your life, it's probably not connected to leaky gut. But if you've recently started to experience an increase in sensitivities to things you used to be able to consume before, well, that could be a sign of a compromised gut lining and might be another thing to check off on the leaky gut list. Number three would be autoimmune conditions. There's evidence to suggest that leaky gut can contribute to autoimmune disorders. If you have an autoimmune condition like rheumatoid arthritis, Hashimoto's, lupus, it's almost always worth exploring the connection with your gut health, because the gut is kind of the breeding ground for inflammation that spreads throughout the entire body. Number four would be fatigue and low energy. So chronic fatigue and low energy levels can be linked to a leaky gut. And when your gut is not functioning optimally, it can impact your body's ability to absorb nutrients and produce energy. Number five would be skin problems. Skin issues like acne, eczema, rosacea, these can all be signs of an imbalance in the gut. And inflammation triggered by a leaky gut can manifest as skin problems. And so if you start to see these outbreaks and these itchy parts of skin, it's like a reflection of what's going on in the inside of your body as well. Number six would be joint pain and inflammation. And it's not something that you would really consider, but systemic inflammation can be contributed to that gut inflammation, right? It's kind of leaking and spreading through the body. This can lead to joint pain, swelling, stiffness as well. Number seven would be mood disorders. The gut and brain are extremely closely connected, and imbalances in the gut can influence your mood. Anxiety, depression, brain fog, these can all be linked to a leaky gut. Number eight would be nutritional deficiencies. So unfortunately, when your gut lining is compromised, your body's going to struggle to absorb essential nutrients from the food you eat. And this can result in deficiencies, even if you have a healthy diet, which is really hard to get on top of because you think you're doing everything right, and yet you're still not keeping up with where you should be. Number nine would be a weakened immune system. A large portion of your immune system is located in your gut. And if your gut barrier is kind of compromised, it can weaken your immune system and it can make you more susceptible to infections, allergies, autoimmune conditions. So it's really not a good thing. Number 10 would be chronic inflammation. And this is something that many people in this group, in Pain Free for Life support group here on Facebook, probably already experience, right? Because chronic inflammation is connected to chronic pain. Leaky gut can contribute to chronic inflammation throughout the body. And this is associated with various health issues. It could be heart disease, diabetes, even cancer, that can all be connected to chronic inflammation. So if you suspect you have a leaky gut, here are some steps you can take. And keep in mind that you do have to look at all these. And I would say if you just have one or two, it's probably not necessarily going to be leaky gut. But if all of these things are checking boxes on your list, maybe it's something to look into, or even if, 70% of them are. So if you suspect you have leaky gut, one of the first things you should do is adopt a gut-friendly diet, right? You want to focus on whole, unprocessed foods, including plenty of vegetables, fruits, lean proteins, healthy fats, and fiber, minimizing the foods that can irritate the gut, such as processed foods, refined sugars, gluten, dairy, if you're sensitive. And of course, not to forget anything that you are sensitive to. Just because vegetables are healthy for you, don't eat them if they make you sick, right? I mean, it's not healthy for you as an individual to do that. The other thing is you can consider supplements. Certain supplements can support gut health. Things like probiotics can promote a healthy balance of gut bacteria, digestive enzymes to aid in digestion, glutamine to help repair the gut lining. I'm a big fan of kombucha. So if you are into that, making your own especially is really good to help supplement and heal the gut in that way as well. Things like bone broth are all excellent options too, that are natural ways without having to spend a lot of money on supplements. So non-invasive vagus nerve stimulation with microcurrent. You probably knew this was coming. Vagus nerve stimulation is a technique that can help regulate the gut-brain connection, right? The gut talks to the brain through the vagus nerve way more than the brain talks to anything else in the body. So microcurrent devices like ours are designed for non-invasive vagus nerve stimulation to be done at home, and they can help reduce inflammation and improve gut function. It's actually really simple, and I'll show you guys a demo of it right now. I have my Avazia Life Evolution here. I have my Y electrode attached, which is going to enable me to very easily and comfortably place the probe in the right place. What I'm going to do is I'm going to feel for my pulse on my neck. So just put a few fingers there, and you've got to be quiet to usually feel it. Once you feel it pulsing, you're going to go a little bit further back and place the electrode there. Put a little bit of pressure and pull forward just a tad. Turn the device on, and it will be on 7 to 12 hertz is the program you want to use. I don't recommend using any other program for vagus nerve stimulation. And then you're going to hold the plus button down until you can feel a tingle. So what I'm doing is I'm adjusting the power so that I can feel the electricity going into my tissue. And I can feel a little bit of a vibration here in this way. So I'm getting this kind of vibration in my neck. And I would just sit there for 3 minutes or so. And I would do this multiple times a day to kind of work on calming the gut down. So it's something that you can kind of do over time. You're kind of training the vagus nerve, but it's an extremely simple and extremely effective treatment to work on the gut. And everyone that has any kind of chronic inflammation condition should be doing this vagus nerve stimulation. The other thing that you should definitely be looking into is managing your stress. Chronic stress can contribute to gut issues. It's a huge factor. So engage in stress-reducing activities, exercise some, meditation, yoga, spending time in nature, right? Additionally, the vagus nerve stimulation happens to help with that as well because it regulates the vagus nerve and it stops the stress response from activating. Obviously, identifying and eliminating triggers is important. So I mentioned this briefly a second ago, but I really want to drive it home. If something is worsening your symptoms, cut it out. A lot of people, this is going to be sugars in general. Sugars will inflame the gut, they will inflame the body, and as much as it can suck to try and get off of sugar, it's well worth it. The other things that you can do really would be seeking professional help. If you do suspect you have a leaky gut, or if your symptoms persist despite making dietary and lifestyle changes, do consult with a healthcare professional, functional medicine doctor, registered dietitian. These people can provide really personalized guidance and support, and they can also offer further recommendations on non-invasive vagus nerve stimulation as well. So with all that said, if you do want to explore the leaky gut connection more and look into more solutions for it, I would love to invite you to the Healing Leaky Gut Masterclass. So we got over 40 plus tips, strategies, and secrets to repair your gut so you can thrive. And you can join the Healing Leaky Gut Masterclass from August 14th through August 20th of this year, 2023. And it's totally free and it's online. So just click the link below in the video description and you'll be able to register for that as well. So that's it for today, everyone. Thank you for joining me. Remember, addressing a leaky gut is a multifaceted process, and what works for one person may not work for another. It's really essential to kind of listen to your body, make gradual changes, seek professional guidance when needed. Doing things like incorporating the microcurrent into your overall approach to gut healing is going to go a very, very long way. So I hope to see you all next week for another Monday 10-minute training. Thanks once again for joining me. Bye-bye.